Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully, you can all hear. Of course, come on over to the Insight Timer app to be part of the live discussion. See you soon. Welcome. Can you hear, my dear ones? Can you see me? Hi, Deborah. Good evening to you. Good morning from where I am. Okay, great. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, April. Namaste. Okay, great. Great. Thank you, friends. So we'll just wait a few moments. Thank you all for being here. So I'll end up saying this a few more times today, but I've got something going on with my neck. I posted this in our group. If you're in our group, Love Heals All, but today's yoga practice will not be vinyasa flow. I need to rest this, so we will spend some time in some asanas to help to open things and move energy and feel greater ease in the body. And we will also spend some time in meditation. So just so you are aware, if you are coming here ready to really move and sweat, that will not be today's practice. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to change the title once I have already created the event. So I thank you for being here and just wanted to give everyone a heads up. All right, let's officially begin. Okay. So for anyone that I'm getting to meet for the first time, my name is Selena Lael. And again, this is not going to be the asana practice we have listed here. This will be more of all yogas, hatha yoga. So it'll be less of a flow practice. We won't be moving into our vinyasa flows the way we normally do, but we'll still move the body some. I lead live sessions on the app each week, generally Mondays and Tuesdays. Of course, that may be different depending on the time zone on this amazing planet that you are in. I have many recordings that range in topics. We're right inside of a 7-week self-love series called Awaken My Heart. It's been so deeply touching to be together in this. And that happens on Mondays. Tuesdays, we generally have our yoga asana practice. And yes, and we have a group here on the app. Our group is called Love Heals All. Love Heals All. So you can come join us there to be part of a really beautiful, compassionate community where we can keep it real and, reach out for support when we need it and also uplift each other when we feel that's the space that we're in. So I welcome each and every one. Yoga, union. It's funny, I want to say coming home to ourselves, but the truth is we're always home. It's just the awareness. Where is the mind? The mind is focused on feeling separate. The mind is focused on striving for things outside. The mind is having an experience of separation from the self. But there can be no separation. It's a misunderstanding, an illusion. So yes, union, the fullness of the self. I see someone left a comment and I can't read it from where I am, so I'm going to come a little closer. Okay, great. Thanks, Delia. Wonderful. So I invite you to have a yoga mat. If you have blocks, feel free to have blocks or any other props that you enjoy using for your practice. Amanda, that's a great, you're pregnant. Oh, congratulations, beloved. Um, I have not designed these asanas specifically for prenatal asana practice. So please feel free, yes, beloved, please feel free to just engage in the poses that feel comfortable and safe for you. And if you're not really sure what's safe for your body in pregnancy, then please just maybe just don't do that. Yes, no need to push it. But again, this isn't designed for prenatal yoga. And I see Ola's here. Hi, Ola. Hi, everyone. Okay. So, again, for anyone just joining, I'll repeat this a couple more times throughout practice because I know not everyone joins right on time. We're not having our regular vinyasa flow today. I have something going on in my neck, but we will still be moving some and taking some time to sit in presence. So, with that, I invite you to find a comfortable seated position. Sit tall. Feel the shoulders dropping back and down. The crown of the head lifting the spine up toward the sky. The chin is just slightly tucked. Feel your hips sinking down. Your thighs relaxing. And just notice what's happening inside without trying to make the body different or the mind or the emotions change. Just notice. What's happening right now in this moment in your inner world. Where are you not allowing the full expression of you in this moment? Where is there a sense of resistance? Maybe there's a resistance to some discomfort physically, or a resistance to emotional pain or numbness. Or maybe there's even just a resistance to being here. You're ready to get up or do something else, or the mind is wanting to go someplace else. With a sense of kindness, just notice where there is this naturally occurring resistance. Take a deep, full breath in and out. It's okay for this resistance to be here. And if you're not feeling any resistance in this moment, can you allow yourself to just continue settling more deeply? And then place the hands over the heart. Breathe deeply. Feel your chest expanding into your palms. For these next moments, maybe just the next few moments, or maybe for the duration of our practice today, can you come back to this space again and again of allowing yourself to be just as you are today? Allowing whatever is there, whether it's resistance or joy or pain, whatever is there, can you come back to this place with your hand on your heart, or maybe just a sense of kindness, and say to yourself, I'm accepting you just as you are today. I am accepting life just as it is for these next few moments. Bring the palms to touch, Anjali Mudra. Chin is slightly tucked, so the back of the neck is long. We'll chant the sound Om 3 times, and I invite you to chant fully if you can. I have this mic close to my mouth, so I won't chant as loudly as I can, but I invite you to really chant fully. Let the sound come out, open your mouth, make of your body like a tuning fork, so that as you chant this sound, you are harmonizing yourself with that inner beingness that we're speaking to, creating this energetic harmony. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth, relax the shoulders. And then we'll begin. Inhale deeply. One more. Bow the chin to the chest, set your sankalpa, your intention for practice that may be for you or for others. And we hold this intention in the present tense in positive form. I am peace. I am strength. I am world peace. My beloved is healed. My child is healthy. The world is at peace. Hold your sankalpa in present tense and repeat it 3 times in your mind. Inhale, lift the gaze. Relax the hands down. You can have the hands on the knees or the thighs and sit comfortably here. You are going to be moving around a little bit, so if you need to sit cross-legged or maybe you need to have one knee bent, one leg straight, we all have different bodies. This is a good time if you have a lot of tension in the glutes, hamstrings, the low back, and you tend to fall back in seated positions. This is a great time to have a towel rolled up and just tuck it underneath your tailbone or maybe a small pillow. We're not sitting on it, but we just tuck it underneath as a way to tilt the pelvis forward so we feel less of that sensation of falling back. Let's rock the weight forward, rock the weight over to the left. I'm mirroring you here, yes. Press your spine back behind you. Rock all the way over to the right and come forward again. So we're making a big full circle. Slow, deep breaths. Relax the jaw, let it hang a little. And if it feels good, you can gently start to engage the head and the neck. So as you press the spine back, the chin comes down toward the chest. And as you reach the chest forward here, we're not lifting the neck too or the chin too high here, but just enough so maybe there's a little bit of an opening in the throat, but no compression in the back of the neck. And as we're moving more slowly today, we have this opportunity to be more conscious. Okay, I'm moving the body. Where is the mind? Let's change directions. And there's nothing to judge. Whatever is happening in the mind, let us observe, witness. Let's make our way back to a neutral spine. We'll move into a gentle twist here. Extend the left leg out, cross the right leg over. Walk the right hand behind the spine, and we're just doing a gentle twist here. We haven't really warmed up the body yet. So you can just have your left hand on top of the knee, lift the spine up toward the sky, and gently twist. And one way to think about what gentle might mean here is, let's say that you can go 100% in this twist. Let's go 50%. You don't need to feel the fullness of the stretch yet. Feel the sit bones equally rooting down. The chin is turning toward the direction of the right shoulder, but maybe not turning that far just yet. Slowly unwind back to center. We'll change sides. Extend the right leg out. Cross the left leg over. Walk the left hand behind. And again here, 50%, not 100, yeah? Inhale, lengthen the spine up. Exhale, twist. Now, Amanda or anyone else here who is prenatal, you can twist the opposite direction so there's space for the belly to not be compressed. So rather than crossing this way, you actually do the opposite. Same leg position, just twist the spine in a different direction. Slowly come back to center. Uncross that top leg. Bring the soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. Let's pulse a little bit through the legs. Breathe. For anyone who's just joining, we are not moving into our vinyasa flow practice today. I have a little neck tweak, so we're going to be moving into more accessible and gentle asanas for the most part that don't require the vinyasa flow aspect. Okay, great. Extend the left leg out again. This time the right foot comes into the inner thigh and the hips are square forward here. Flex the left toes up to the sky. Inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen the spine up toward the sky. Exhale, hinge forward. Just relax the hands wherever they naturally rest. Reach the crown of the head toward the foot. Inhale. Exhale, relax the spine. Relax the shoulders down toward the earth. Breathe deeply. Close the eyes if you wish. Feel a space between your teeth, and if you wish, gently touch the tongue to the roof of the mouth behind the upper teeth. And you may wish to come back to this throughout practice today. When we touch the tongue to the roof of the mouth, We are giving the jaw this space and this reminder to soften and relax. And it also allows the flow of energy from the central channel to continue moving up into the brain. I'll take 3 more slow, deep breaths in this pose. Inhale, walk the hands in toward the hips and slowly roll up the spine one vertebra at a time. The head is the last thing to come up. Sit really tall, lengthen the spine up, chin is slightly tucked. Relax the shoulders. Second side. Extend out through the right leg. Left foot comes into the inner thigh. Hips are rooted equally, and hips are also square toward the extended leg, yes, rather than out to the side. Flex the toes of the right foot, activate this leg. Inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward here. Let the hands rest wherever they naturally do. Reach the crown of the head toward the right foot, and then relax the spine, relax the head and the neck. Slow, deep breaths. The shoulders drop down. And if you find that your shoulders are really hunching forward here, you might want to consciously pull them back just a little bit so that there's some space between the shoulders and the ears. Relax the forehead, soften the lips. Three more slow, deep breaths in this pose. As you inhale, slowly walk the hands in toward the hips. Roll up the spine one vertebra at a time. Head is the last thing to come up. Sit tall. Breathe. Lovely. Cross the ankles to rock forward or come up onto the hips. Onto one side, we'll all come to all fours. Wrists beneath shoulders. Actually, I'm going to turn this way because my neck doesn't want to do that. Wrists beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. Lift the fingers, spread them wide, root back down through the base of the index fingers and thumbs, and see that the crease of the wrist is parallel to the top of the mat. We have this nice foundation. If your elbows are popping out to the sides, see if you can start to roll the inner elbow forward, allowing the shoulder blades to move down the back. Inhale, crown and tailbone lift. Exhale, press the spine to the sky. Tilt the tailbone under, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the heart, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, look up. Exhale, spine to sky, chin to chest. Inhale, open the front side of the body. Only lift the head as high as it feels comfortable. Exhale, open the back side of the body. Continue. On your next inhalation, come to a neutral spine. Bring the big toes to touch. Sink the hips back to the heels. Walk the hands further forward. Relax the heart and the forehead down toward the mat, coming into Child's Pose, Balasana. It's okay if the head doesn't touch down all the way. As much as you can, relax the upper body. Feel the hips, the glutes dropping down toward the heels. Breathe deeply. And for anyone who might be having neck issues like I am today, you may find it more comfortable to bring the arms alongside the legs with the palms up to the sky. Slow, deep breaths. Recall your sankalpa. Repeat it in your mind. One more slow, deep breath in Balasana. If your hands are alongside the body, walk them forward. Plant the palms. Make your way up to all fours. Lovely. Inhale the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread the arm underneath you. Rest on the right shoulder, palms up to the sky. Relax the head down. Gently hug the navel toward the spine here. Sink the weight down into the shoulder as much as it feels comfortable, and breathe deeply. If you're comfortable here and you have very open shoulders, you're welcome to take the bind by wrapping the left arm around the back and reaching the left fingertips for the crease of the right hip. As always, our asana practice is not about pushing and always getting to the most difficult or challenging posture. Our asana practice is about self-awareness, about the movement of energy. I would even say it can be about being true to ourselves. How can you listen to yourself in this moment? Honor yourself and give yourself what you're needing. If you have the bind, release the left hand down. We'll all press into the left hand to slowly rise up. Reach the right arm all the way up to the sky. Release it down. Wrists beneath shoulders. Rock the hips a little side to side. We'll move on to the second side. Inhale the left arm up to the sky, open. Exhale, thread it underneath you. Rest down toward the left shoulder, maybe on it. Relax the head down. Hug the navel toward the spine. Left palm is up toward the sky. Option to stay here, or if you're taking the bind, the right arm wraps around for the crease of the left hip. And again, it's not about pushing to the most complex pose. It's about listening. Breathe. If you have the bind, release the right hand down to the mat. We'll all press into the right hand to rise up, reach the left arm up, and bring it back down. Wrists beneath shoulders, rock the hips side to side. See again that the crease of the wrists are parallel to the top of the mat. Lift the fingers, spread them wide, root back down. Nice, strong foundation here. Kick your right foot out to the right a little bit here. Kickstand it, we sometimes say. So you have a little extra support. Extend back through the left leg. Roll to the inside of the left foot. And then maybe begin to reach the sole of the left foot down toward the mat. Bring the weight into the right hand if this feels okay for you. Balance. Reach the left arm up to the sky. Let's start here today. Really reach the left fingertips up. So you're opening through the chest, creating this beautiful heart opening line across the chest and in the arms, activating that heart meridian. At the same time, we're rooting down through the outer edge of the left foot if possible. And then, if you wish, with the shoulders down away from the ears, begin to reach the left arm over the ear. Really reach, feel the fingertips trying to touch whatever's above your head. And at the same time, that foot is still anchoring down. Breathe deeply. Lengthen through the left side body. I'll take a few rotations here. Inhale, reach that left arm down toward the foot. Exhale, scoop it around, big circle. Inhale, back behind you toward the foot. Exhale, down and around. Continue. And you can move your torso here. So you can turn your chest down and then open it back up, creating some nice mobility in the rib cage and this upper spine. And then we'll release the hand down, bring the knee down. Let's bring the foot in, rock the hips a little side. And for anyone who's just joining today, I know this is still listed as a vinyasa practice. I have something going on in my neck, so we are not moving into a vinyasa flow practice, though we are still moving the body, moving the breath, moving the energy. Yes. Kick that left foot out just a little bit for support. Extend back through the right leg. Roll to the inside of the right foot and then see if you can reach the sole of the foot down for the mat. Weight comes into the left hand. Reach the right arm up to the sky. And again, we'll start here. So the shoulders drop away from ears. You're really reaching the right fingertips up to the sky, opening this heart meridian that runs down the arms and across the chest. Breathe deeply. Keep lifting up, opening. Then with the shoulders away from the ears, if it feels good, reach the right arm over the ear. Really open through the right side body here. Keep rooting down through the outer edge of the right foot. Press into the bottom hand to lift up out of that shoulder. And you can have the head in whatever position feels best. Because of what's happening in my neck, I'm going to turn my chin down toward the earth a little more here. Great, and then we'll make our circles again. Inhale, reach right fingertips back toward the right foot. Exhale, sweep the arm down and around. And again, you can start to move your spine here a little more, move your chest toward the earth, and then up toward the sky. Beautiful, last one. Bring the right hand down, right knee down, left foot in, rock a little side to side. Beautiful. And let's come back into Balasana again. This time, let's take the knees wide, big toes touch, sink the hips back to the heels, walk the hands forward, melt the heart and the forehead down. And again, if this is too much on your neck, you can always bring the arms alongside the body with the palms up to the sky. Gently touch the tongue to the roof of the mouth, just behind the upper teeth. Lips and jaw are soft. Feel the body breathing slow, deep breaths. As you take the time to slow down, what do you notice arising? Is there peace? Is there discomfort? Is stress releasing by way of an agitated mind or uncomfortable emotions coming to the surface? There's nothing wrong with any experience here. Unless, of course, there's some kind of strong physical pain, and that's your body asking you to not be in this pose. Please always listen for strong physical pain, or any physical pain, other than maybe the discomfort of a deep stretch. We don't need physical pain like that in our asana practice. On your next inhalation, walk the hands forward if they're not already. Rise up to all fours. We'll come into downward dog for a moment here. Hands are further in front of the shoulders now. They're still in alignment with the shoulders, so they're not too wide. The hands are not too wide here, but they're further forward toward the top of the mat. Hug the navel toward the spine so we can set up before we even come up. So rather than dropping down here and maybe lifting the tailbone toward the sky, reaching for a stretch in the hamstrings, we reach that tailbone down and hug the navel toward the spine. So we start to flatten out that low back. We can't really flatten it, but we start to create this nice length and space here. I don't know, that feels pretty flat. I guess we can flatten it. So with the navel hugging toward the spine, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Lift the shoulders up away from the ears. Root down through the base of the index fingers and thumbs. Creases of the wrists are parallel to the top of the mat. Crown of the head reaches down for the fingertips. Bend the knees. Again, hug the navel toward the spine. Tailbone reaches down. Press the heart back toward the thighs. And then, if you wish, reach the heels for the mat. Bend one knee at a time, reach the opposite heel down for the mat, and then change sides. We're going to slowly pedal from side to side here. Soft lips, space between the teeth. Reach both heels down toward the mat. If there's a lot of tension in the backside of the body, bend the knees, press the heart back toward the thighs. We'll all hug the navel toward the spine again here. Inner elbows roll forward. 3 more slow, deep breaths in this pose. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees to walk the feet up to the hands nice and slowly. Big toes are parallel. Bring the fingertips to the shins, lengthen the arms, lengthen the spine, weight in the toes, draw the shoulder blades back. Ardha Uttanasana. On your exhalation, fold forward. Bend the knees deeply here. Feel your belly resting on your thighs. Let the upper body hang really heavy. Bring your weight into the heels. Arms are really relaxed. Head and neck are relaxed. Press into the heels to roll up the spine one vertebra at a time. And if this is too much for your neck, before lifting the head, you can take your palm, press it into your forehead. So feel like your forehead is gently pressing into your hand and your hand is pressing into your forehead, so that when you come up, you have counter pressure to stabilize the neck and rise all the way up. Now, For anyone else who's experiencing neck stuff today, if you're like, no, this just isn't where my body's going, please skip this part of our practice. You don't need to come up and down from a forward fold. You're welcome to just rise up however it feels safe and comfortable for your neck. And for anyone who didn't see that but was curious about the transition I just had there, leaning forward, it can feel unstabilizing on the neck if there's pain. So we create this sense of resistance muscularly to engage things to rise up in a safe and comfortable way. So what I did is I pressed my forehead into my palm, and I gently, not intensely, just gently pressed my palm into my forehead. So there's this sense of resistance between the two, and that stabilized my head to be able to come up without any pain or discomfort. Excuse me. Okay, great. So again, we're not moving in our vinyasa practice. If you want to throw some vinyasas in, feel free to. I don't know that will timing-wise work out with our poses, but we will not be doing that today. Palms touch at the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen up. Exhale, bend the knees to fold all the way forward. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. With bent knees, step the right leg all the way back, lower the right knee down to the mat. If you have a blanket or a thick towel, this is a nice time to have some support under the knees. You're also welcome to fold your mat over here for some added support. I have a wonderful thick Manduka mat, so I'm not going to be using any support today. This is also a great time if you have blocks to have your blocks for support in our lunging poses. So you can have your blocks on either side if you have them. So we're sinking forward in our low lunge. Bring your hands to your hips. Rise up and press the hips back a little bit here. For today, I invite, because my practice and my knowledge is rooted in alignment-based asana practice, I invite you that when you come into this lunge to have the ankle below the knee. I know sometimes in some other traditional practices we'll see this. For the support of the knee joint, ankle is below knee is my invitation. Of course, choose whatever you wish. Also, before we move into the lunge, we often do this again, where the tailbone is sticking out, there's lack of core strength, and we can kind of crunch the lumbar spine. So I invite you to drop the tailbone down. You can kind of see that transition there. Drop the tailbone down, hug the navel toward the spine. So there's this support here in the core. Then from here, we begin to sink forward into the lunge. You can have your hands to your hips, your thigh, maybe down on the ground, on your blocks. Many options here to support the body. Breathe deep. We will be here for a little while. And to support this pose, especially because this is the first we're really getting into the hip flexors here, we're going to create a little a little resistance here so we don't overstretch or potentially strain. The way we're going to do that is imagine that this front heel is trying to pull back toward the back knee. And imagine that the back knee is trying to pull forward toward the front heel. So you'll feel this muscular engagement happening in the inner thighs. And we don't need to do it so intensely that we're exhausting ourselves, but just a little bit of muscular activation here to support us dropping into the pose. Back of the neck is long. Breathe deeply. Why are you here today? What is your sankalpa? Slow, deep breaths. You might even feel with the exhalation that the body starts to unwind just a little more. Just a little more. And then we'll really contract. So really feel like the heel and the knee are pulling towards each other. Really feel that muscular activation in the inner thighs. Pulling, 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 active, 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 intense, or tensing the muscles. And then relax the muscles and see how your body can sink a little more deeply into the pose. And we'll do that again. Contract, feel like the heel and the knee are really pulling toward each other in that middle, meeting each other in the middle. Contract and relax. I'll do this one more time. Contract, pull them toward one another, activate the muscles. I feel this all the way down into my, I guess that's even in my calf a little bit here. And relax. Beautiful. Wonderful. We're going to very slowly transition here because this is a deep stretch. Walk your hands back. Press your hips back. Slowly, slowly extend through the left leg. Again, this is a nice time to have blocks if you have them. Lengthen through the spine. Drop the left hip down. Hug the navel toward the spine. Flex the left toes if that feels good. And if you like, you can just relax the torso over the leg. Keep dropping that left hip back and down so it's not popping up toward the sky. Breathe deeply. Space between the teeth. Relax the forehead. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Rock yourself forward. Come back into your lunge. Sink the hips forward. Beautiful. Bring the left leg back. And then we'll just bring the right leg forward between the hands. My vinyasa brain wants to bring us back upright, but we're not going to do that. So the ankle, when the hips are forward, the ankle is below the knee if possible. Press yourself up to start. Make sure you have some padding under that left knee so you have that support there for you. And again, rather than having the tailbone out here, we drop the tailbone down, hug the navel toward the spine. You find this nice support in the core. Then from here, we begin to sink the hips forward. Feel free to have your blocks. Again, ankle is below the knee if possible. Keep gently hugging the navel toward the spine, and then we'll move into that muscular engagement to support the pose. So feel like the front heel is pulling toward the back knee, and the back knee is gently pulling toward the front heel. And again, we're not doing this contracting the muscles so much so that we're exhausting ourselves. It's just a gentle contraction supporting the pose. Back of the neck is long. Notice where your mind goes in these still moments. And without judging it, just notice you are not the mind. That's where we get caught so often. We look at the thoughts and we believe the thoughts to be true, and we take on the thoughts as if it's the truth about who we are. They're just thoughts. They're not who we are. They don't mean that that's who we have to be. Just notice the mind. Can you even have maybe some compassion for whatever's happening in the mind today? Great. Now we'll intensify the contraction, move into some contraction and release here. So really strongly feel like the knee and the heel are pulling toward each other. Really activate the muscles of the legs. Squeeze, contract, and relax the hips down. Beautiful. We'll do this again. Contract, heel, and knee pull toward each other. Squeeze, really activate the muscles, and release. Beautiful. We'll do this one more time. Heel and knee pull toward each other. Active body. Tight, tight, tight. And let it go. Sink down. Beautiful. Breathe deeply. Great. We'll slowly transition. Walk your hands back. Slowly extend the right leg. Hug the navel toward the spine. If your hands don't reach down and you don't have any blocks to support you, you can always just have the hands to the hips here. Feel that right hip dropping down, dropping back and down. Inhale. Exhale, relax the spine, relax the head and the neck. Breathe deeply. Keep dropping that right hip down. Soften the face. One more breath here. Slowly rock yourself forward to come back into your lunge. Bring the right knee back to meet the left. Rock the hips a little side to side. Lovely. So as always, we begin our asana practice after our little intro. So we still have just over 10 minutes before we complete for anyone who is unfamiliar with how we usually take our time in these practices. Okay, let's make our way down onto the belly. Extend your left arm out directly from the shoulder. So rather than the hand being high or low, that hand is extended out directly in alignment with the shoulder. Plant your right palm on the mat. Begin to roll your weight over onto that left shoulder. Roll onto your left hip. Stack the right hip on top of the left. And you can adjust your head here so that now you're on the left side of the head. If this is already a really deep shoulder stretch, I invite you just to stay here and breathe. If you'd like to take it further, bend your right knee and place the right foot behind your left leg. We'll all reach the right arm up and over. So it's as if the hands were trying to interlace behind your back, but the right palm is up to the sky. Relax the head, relax the neck. Breathe deeply. One more slow, deep breath. Slowly bring the right palm down. Use that arm to assist yourself coming back to your belly. Forehead comes to the mat. And then we'll change sides. This time we extend the right arm directly out, so the right hand is in alignment with the right shoulder. You can turn to the right side of the head. Plant the left hand. Roll over onto the right shoulder. Stack the hips if that feels good. And again, if this is your max today, if this is already enough for you, stay here. Otherwise, you can bend the left knee, plant the foot behind you, and then we'll all reach the left arm up and over as if the hands were trying to touch, though the left palm is open toward the sky. Relax the face, close the eyes if you wish, breathe deeply. One more slow, deep breath. Slowly bring your left palm down. Use the arm to assist you coming back to your belly. I'll move into Sphinx Pose for a moment here. Press yourself up onto your forearms. And have your elbows as far forward as you need for this to feel okay on your back and your neck. If you feel there's a lot of tension here, the further forward the hands and the elbows are, the less of a back bend there is. The more open you feel, the more you can really bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. Palms are flat, pubic bone is down on the earth. And if you'd like to really add some more sensation here and your elbows are underneath the shoulders, You can start to pull the elbows back and gently reach the chest forward. Back of the neck is long. Slow, deep breathing. Relax the glutes. You can rock the hips a little side to side. And then find stillness for these next couple of breaths. Option to stay here, or we're just going to play a little bit with a final pose to open up the front of the body. If this is not where your body is at, then please refrain from doing this. You can stay right here. If you'd like to play a little bit to see if your body is ready for this, you're welcome to, of course. Bring your left hand over to your right wrist. Bend your right knee. Bring your weight into your left elbow. Reach your right arm back for the inside of your foot, and then maybe begin to pull the foot toward the glute. If you have a lot of space here, you may actually be able to turn your hand around so that the fingers point up toward the shoulder and the palm is pressing down on the toes and the upper foot. Breathe deeply. If you have the foot, slowly, gracefully release it. Bring the right elbow down, right palm down. Extend the left hand out from the elbow again so it's pointing forward toward the top of the mat, and we'll change sides. Option to stay here, or bring the right hand over toward the left wrist. Bend the left knee, leg. I'm always wondering there, can you really bend a knee or do you bend a leg? I should probably know that by now with all the years of anatomy. And then if you wish, reach that left hand back for the inside of the foot so the thumb is up to the sky, and then maybe begin to bring the heel toward the glute. And again, if you have a lot of space here, you might actually be taking the foot into the crook of the elbow or placing the hand on the top of the foot with the fingers pointing up toward the top of the mat. Breathe deeply. And if you're not, this isn't your body, no issue, Comparison is the thief of joy. Yes, some of our bodies will never be able to do this. It's not because there's something wrong with you. And maybe someday if you chose to do this, you could after conditioning your body. But for some of us, it will never happen, and that's just because it's not our body type, and that's okay. If you have the foot, slowly, mindfully release it. Bring the left elbow back down. Both hands are forward. Rock the hips a little side to side. Oh, lovely. Roll off onto one hip and make your way onto your back. We'll come into a little twist to help relieve any potential tension from that little back bend, and then we'll move into Shavasana. So on the back, I invite you to avoid just hugging the knees into the chest after back bends. I've explained that before. Just a brief explanation is rather than just, it's kind of like in a back bend, the vertebrae are moving upward, the spine is moving. I'm not explaining this very clearly today. Rather than just tilting, I can't, I'm not able to use my words today. Rather than just pushing the spine in the opposite direction, like if you're in a back bend, rather than just doing the opposite, which can be straining on the back, we move in a twist so that we're moving the vertebra in a different direction rather than total opposite. So there's still a sense of relief, but it might not be as intense for the body. So we have the knees bent, arms out to the sides. Just allow both knees to fall over to the left. You can take your hand over that top knee if you wish. Turn the chin over the right shoulder. We'll just take a few breaths here. Just a little twist
to help relieve any tension in the back. And slowly move the knees over to the right side. Again, you can take that hand over the top of the knee if that feels supportive. Chin is toward or maybe over left shoulder. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. Extend the legs down the mat. Take the feet wide, toes fall out to the sides. If it feels good, you can tuck the shoulder blades underneath you, kind of lengthen the spine. Back of the neck is long, arms alongside the body, palms up to the sky. Shavasana. Close the eyes. Feel the shoulders and the whole body sinking back and down into the earth. And for these last few minutes of practice, I invite you to just be still and observe rather than grasping or striving. Just observe and allow. I invite you to stay here for as long as you like. Give yourself this gift of a rest. If you are ready to complete, you can start to deepen the breath. And slowly move the fingers and toes. Reach the arms up by the ears, long stretch. Bend the knees and roll over onto one side. Use your hands to come up to a seat with the eyes closed. Palms touch at the heart, Anjali Mudra. Recall your Sankalpa. We'll complete our practice offering the benefit to all beings. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu 3 times. May all beings be happy, peaceful, and free, and safe and loved. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Inhale.
Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you. Hmm. Thanks for being here, friends. And thanks for your graciousness, this not being a vinyasa practice today as we had scheduled. Thank you. Namaste, Deborah. Thank you, friends, for your donations. Thank you for your support. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I hope some of you are still in Shavasana, giving yourself a longer rest. Thanks, Linda. Thank you. Yeah, it does feel a little better. It's amazing, so often we try to address acute pain in a specific area, but it's connected to other areas, yes? So often neck pain can be from things in the chest being too tight or things like this. So I'm grateful to practice together and that, that we were still able to meet even though my neck was off. Oh, wonderful, Amanda. Yeah, Amanda sharing that this helped to release low back pain. And you said lower middle back pain. Often, low back pain is actually due to the hip flexors, the front of the hips being too tight. So, if you find that you're having a lot of low back pain, you might do some abdominal massage, do some lunging, and really hold it for a minimum of 30 seconds. If anything, to start to open up the front of the body, especially the front of the hips, like in those lunges that we did, really helps to relieve back pain. You can also do self massage, really going deep, especially into this area right in here in the abdomen. Yes, this is really good area for massage to help to release back pain. Yes, Jennifer. Jennifer is saying, I love that statement. Comparison is the thief of joy. Yes, that is a quote. And I always forget which Roosevelt. I think it's Teddy Roosevelt who said it, actually. Comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah, and it really is. It really is. It can take away the joy that we have, in just enjoying something in our lives, or just take away the possibility of even having joy if we're already thinking about something that we're not. So, opportunity for gratitude. I was listening to this beautiful talk today from Adyashanti. For anyone who's familiar with him, he's a beautiful awakened being, and yeah, I guess maybe what I would say from that, there are many things I would like to say, and maybe the most concise thing, because it is time for us to complete, is let us be aware of what we feed our minds. We live in this really, this era of health consciousness, where more people go to the gym than ever, and more people like take probiotics and eat fermented foods and have green drinks. Whereas we're in this era of health and even mental health. Yeah, there's a lot of emphasis on mental health and well-being. But something that I don't think we always think about is be aware of what you're feeding your mind. The books you read, the world news that you follow, um, the movies or the TV shows that you watch, the music that you listen to. What is it doing for your soul? Or what is it doing for your well-being? you know and it's not always easy. Like the ego really wants comfort. The ego's looking for distraction. And in the philosophy that I come from, the ego's not a bad thing. We need the ego to exist. We don't need to annihilate the ego. We enlighten the ego consciousness. We can have compassion for the ego. So be aware of what you're feeding your mind. Like my ego wants to just check out and watch movies and eat foods that are tasty, and not maybe sit with this pain that is even beyond the human condition, the illusion of separation. But when I feed my mind with spiritual material or music that opens my heart or things like this, I have a different experience of life. So may we be aware of what we're feeding our minds in all different ways that we feed the mind. Oh, wonderful, Belinda. I'm glad. Yeah. Nick is sharing, thank you, peaceful, interested in your headset mic model. Skipped the gym for this. Oh, I'm glad it still fed you. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know the name of it offhand. The last I checked, they were discontinuing this mic, unfortunately. But feel free to DM me because it's actually a bit of a complicated set here. The headset is different from the mic and all of that. But feel free to DM me here, and I'm more than happy to share it with you, the info with you. It's a little complicated. Okay. Thank you, beloveds. Blessings. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. Your night, and I'll see you next Monday for our continuation of our self-love series. Awaken my heart. I love you. Come join our group. Love heals all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.